Fund the DA and public defender and get more police on patrol. A new adult and juvenile jail. We need one that works. Get rid of blighted properties. It attracts crime. Fast track permits and reviews. Cut red tape. Make it digital. Make it fast and easy. And fix Head Start for our children. It works. It helps our kids. And there's more.
Ted James, Mayor President.
Unfiltered with Kieran continues its coverage of a problematic and deadly stretch of road in Central. That stretch runs between the 19,000 and 23,000 block of Greenwell Springs Road, between Hooper and Wax Roads. In recent months, UWK has covered numerous crashes along that stretch, several of them fatal. UWK spoke with residents who live along the deadliest portion of that road. They say issues are only getting worse.
Just in June, from June of this year, I can tell you there's been about 5 wrecks right here that if I wasn't pulling somebody out, busting glass, or somebody, hurt, nobody hardly ever leaves a wreck here without an ambulance, air med, or any kind of injury. They always have injuries.
And Central's police chief says he's seen a similar trend.
We're up from last year's numbers, but for the entire year, we're going to be well up there for the year for this year. If we already have that many, 511 so far, we're going to be up numbers. We're going to be hitting 700 wrecks easy, and that's just for the city of Central, within the city limits.
We reached out to the state representative who oversees that area. Republican Lauren Ventrella says she knows the stretch well.
I've been driving a better part of a couple decades now. I was raised near that road. My law office is situated on that road. And there's been many times where I've seen people swerving and weaving and not paying attention, but now more so I would say than ever. Not so much maybe when I was younger, but now because you got TikTok, you got everybody, they just can't wait. They can't wait to get on, they can't wait to see your stories. They can't wait to see what Kieran Chawla has to say. So they get on their phone, and that's part of the problem.
After UWK reached out to the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, they told us a project to add some additional safety measures to that road was set to go to bid in 2026. Ventrella says that time frame just isn't quick enough.
Since kind of putting a spotlight on this project with some of the recent fatalities and the accidents that we've had, it's shown the need for the Department of Transportation that we've needed to move this project, and the specific details of the project is the reflective striping and the rumble strips and potentially more signs. That project has now been moved from our request from 2026 to 2025.
Ventrella says as much as she'd like to get that project started immediately, there are some bureaucratic hang-ups that need to be tackled first.
We got to study everything, right? So it's currently under a study. They're studying the road to figure out how the stripes are going to look. Part of the process. And so what they're thinking is that we should actually see work on the project by March or April of 2025.
In her private work, Ventrella is an injury attorney. She says issues along that stretch have impacted her own practice. When asked about potential liability the state is putting itself in, Ventrella says it's complicated.
The state has to either know or should have known of the hazard, failed to fix it, and additionally, that hazard has to be the direct cause of the person's injuries, in essence.
But if the crash happens because of an inattentive driver, then the state is off the hook.
There's probably nothing that I can do to stop somebody from looking at their cell phone, getting on TikTok when they're driving to work. But what I can do is do everything in my power to ensure the projects that we know that will help stop some of the inattentiveness and some of the injuries and the deaths that are resulting from this conduct, to move that up and take that as a priority.
Ventrella also says she's especially concerned about the dangers for kids going to Central High School.
I have one constituent that actually told me that their kids are not allowed to drive on Greenwell Springs Road from Hooper to Wax because of how dangerous it is. And it's not necessarily the child driver, it's the other drivers on the road too.
For now, Ventrella says there just isn't much else that can be done until the state finishes its logistical assessment of the project.
I'm from the country. We got a problem, we fix it. We go out, we get our shovel, we fix it, you know? And so for me, it's very hard for me to accept and understand that there is part of the process. But I understand and appreciate that the process and the rules are there in place to make sure that the state does the utmost best job that they can do in fixing the problem for the constituents. So for my constituents that are concerned about the time and how long it's going to take, I am too. I'm going to be on it, and I'm going to make sure that they are following what they're saying every step of the way, because no time is too soon for us to get this problem fixed.
Reporting from Central with Unfiltered with Kieran, I'm Mason Miller.